Did you know there's only 3 foods that a dog shouldn't eat? Just 3. I know, it's crazy. Everyone says, oh, dogs shouldn't be eating avocados, they shouldn't eat eggs, they shouldn't be eating pineapple. It's all false. It is all false. There's only 3 foods that are actually toxic to dogs.
Welcome to The Woofie Show, the ultimate dog lover's digest, ready to help you be the best dog parent. Get ready for heartwarming stories, expert advice, and a lot of laughs.
There's tons of misinformation out there. Depending on where you look, one article will say this, one organization will say that. But the European Pet Food Industry Foundation lists only 3 items that are toxic to dogs. So the first one is grapes, or raisins as well, they're both toxic. Cocoa, which is chocolate. I think we all know that your dog shouldn't eat chocolate. And the last one is anything part of the onion family. So it does include like garlic powders, garlic supplements in high doses, but fresh garlic is fine. Yeah, like a clove of fresh garlic kind of crumpled up and crunched up for your dog's food, that's fine. It's the supplements are not allowed. I'm gonna add a 4th one, which is not toxic to dogs, but this is just kind of a precaution. So macadamia nuts are not toxic, but they are so high in fat that's just not healthy for dogs to eat because they're just too fatty for that. So again, they're not toxic, but that one's kind of not recommended to feed to your dog as well. So just wanted to add that one in there. But then you might be saying like, oh, but you know, the AKC or my vet says this, or the ASPCA says that, or the CKC if you're here in Canada says this, or this article, WebMD, blah, 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 says can't have these, can't have those. And well, unfortunately, it's just wrong. So what they're doing is they kind of are confusing you a little bit on purpose, in the sense of they're listing items that are toxic to dogs with certain medical conditions or medical issues, or they're a choking hazard. So for example, like almonds are fine for dogs, but they're a choking hazard. A cherry tomato is fine for a dog, but they're choking hazards. So they list that as toxic to dog because, I mean, I guess if you don't have common sense, you'll try to feed your dog whole almonds, which they'll choke on it, and that could cause problems. So maybe they just wanted to get rid of it altogether. But that's wrong. That's completely wrong. Your dog can eat these items just if it's small enough that they can choke on it, or big enough that they can choke on it, cut it up. Make it into smaller pieces. Kind of use your common sense there. But another example is a lot of these kind of online resources, or again, the AKC, all that kind of stuff, say that eggs, seeds, and nuts, just kind of what I talked about, they're listed as toxic because they have a lot of like healthy fats, which if your dog has pancreatitis, that's not good for them. They're not supposed to be having fat when they have that. So that's what they're doing. They're like, if your dog has this medical condition, they shouldn't have this. But they're not saying that. They're just saying, hey, no dog should have this, which is completely wrong. If you have a completely healthy dog that doesn't have any health issues, they can eat these. Eggs are a great source of nutrients, to be honest. It doesn't matter what kind of eggs. It can be like quail eggs, chicken eggs. I can't think of any other eggs, but other eggs, you know, as long as it's healthy enough for like human consumption, it's perfectly fine for dogs. It's crazy that all this misinformation out there. And this is something that you need to do your own research. And I'm not saying like your veterinarian's wrong. I mean, myself and Magda are not vets. So I'm going to throw that out there. We are not professional, but we've done our own research. If anything, over the last few years of COVID has taught us, things aren't always what they seem. So do your research. I mean, for example, grapes are listed as toxic, and I still think they are, but we interviewed a lady that fed her dogs grapes. I mean, personally, I wouldn't feed my dogs grapes. I mean, there's 3 items. I think I can get away with feeding them everything else but those 3 items. But do your own research. And that's the kind of most important thing is just don't look at the first article or don't believe the first person who said, because the pet food industry is a lot further behind than the human food industry. So there's a lot of things that are really, really outdated. So there's a lot of healthy items that they just haven't done, well, the mainstream organizations haven't done enough research on because they don't want to, because the pet food industry is that's a whole nother video, which I'm sure we'll get to one day. If you are interested in learning a lot more about kind of pet food nutrition, dog food nutrition, that kind of stuff, the types of things they can eat, maybe what they shouldn't eat, things like that, there's this awesome book I recommend. It's called The Forever Dog. It was by Rodney Habib and Dr. Karen Shaw Becker. This goes into like scientific detail about all sorts of things. It's like biology class in a book, but it's very fascinating. You learn a lot about kind of the pet food industry, food in general, how dogs' digestive systems work, you know, and then it goes into details about like different foods you can feed them, what you can feed them, what you can't. That's where all of this information came from. So if you want to learn any more about this, the link will be in the description of this video. Definitely recommend, if you love your dog, you need to read this book. It's heavy. It's a heavy read, I'm not going to lie, but it is 1000% worth it. It's crazy, kind of, the information. So that's it for this video. Those are the 3 foods. Does anybody that was watching this, did you already know that? Or do you think there's 50 foods we shouldn't be eating? Let me know in the comments below. One of those 3 foods, has your dog eaten those things? Anything bad happen? I know with chocolate, they force them to vomit after that, so I still don't recommend testing it out, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Whether you think you want to disagree with me, and that's fine. We're all entitled to opinion, but again, do some research. That's all I kind of ask of you. So yeah, thanks for watching this. If you liked the video, press the like button, subscribe, where we have weekly podcast episodes where we interview all sorts of people in the dog world, from trainers, vets, dog photographers, groomers, just stories of people with dogs, anything along those lines of dogs. And then we're putting out content, just shorter content, educational content like this. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we post the next video. So yeah, that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.